All right. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes, let's do it, girl.
Let's go, girls.
Let's go, girls. Hold on, my bedazzler's still drying.
Oh, gosh. Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, girl.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, grrr. Well, hello, America, and thanks for coming. As always, my name is Seth.
Hey, it's Make a Statement, also known as Jamal.
And it's a Rascon Pollo, also known as Stony.
Ooh, I want some fucking nachos.
Hold the Raz, though.
No Araz, please. Well, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Thanks for Coming. We hope that you enjoyed our last episode where we talked about being gay in the workplace. Before we get into our next episode, however, how you guys doing?
Doing good. Having a much better week. I had a little small victory in the poll this week, so I'm pumped about my progress and happy to be working out regularly again.
Nice.
Woohoo.
Did you land your triple backflip?
Almost. I am able to not swim in the same spot anymore.
Wow.
I actually move forward.
Oh, Emily can stay. She's not
she
fired.
can stay. We see her this Sunday, so we'll see.
Yeah, see how it goes again.
That's right.
What about you, Stony?
I have not been in the pool, and I have not worked out in any way, shape, or form. So, sorry, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Emily.
Sorry, Emily. Hold my coat bag.
So, this Sunday will be interesting whenever I forget how to swim again. So,
She's just going to put you on coat duty and making sure it's not too close to the
Yeah,
pool.
you're assistant number 2 now.
yeah. But yeah, my week's been pretty good. Just been like busy with work and stuff. So, nothing like overly interesting, I guess, for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same, to be honest, because like nothing really in my life has been exciting too much lately. I've just been doing a lot of overtime this week, so it's been like not fun.
Oh, I hear the
At
coin
least you'll
bags
be
dropping though.
getting that money.
That's
all that matters.
It's not as much as you would think. Like, let's not get our hopes up. However,
We're manifesting it for you.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that would be fantastic to just like wake up to like a ton of extra money. But today was payday, so that's kind of cool.
Hey, let's get some shoes.
Let's get some shoes, bitch. Where'd you get that top? So other than that, everything's been pretty chill. My biggest highlight this week probably was receiving some posters in the mail that I had ordered from Sweden, and they are Call Me By Your Name related, of course.
Nice. I saw
saw
the snap shots of them on Insta, and they look awesome.
I'll have to
like
post
good
them.
quality posters.
Yeah, they're actually they were printed on canvas, like an actual painting, basically. So they're nice quality.
See,
Yeah.
I knew
Oh.
it. They looked really nice, even in the pictures you snapped of them.
Oh yeah, this artist, what they did was they took scenes from the movie and they matched them up with Monet paintings, because that's, of course, if you listen to our Call Me By Your Name episode, you know that plays a part of the story. They go and hang out in this place in Italy called the Berm, and that's where one of Monet's paintings, he painted there a lot. So that's how they are tied in together, and it's really, really, really cool because they tie in Elio and they tie in Oliver and different scenes from the movie into various Monet paintings, and it's really cool. So I might post those to Twitter so you guys can see them.
Yes, Twitter, come through. Be sure to look out for those, listeners.
Yes. So that was really exciting for me. That was like the highlight of it all, really. But other than that, nothing too much has been happening. So let's go ahead and move on. I'm going to take a sip of my pumpkin ale from Elysian Brewery right now. Are you guys having any drinks?
Yum. So I have a vodka soda per usual, lime soda today.
Same girl, vodka soda, no pumpkin spice in mine right now.
It's fall, girl.
No ice. It is fall, except it's like 90 fucking degrees here.
It's not here. It's
Good
like
God.
60s.
Wait, is it really fall right now? Because I thought fall started in October or something.
No.
No, technically Friday's fall, the 21st of September.
Yeah, but it's
Oh.
really been fall all of September because this is the way I look at it. So if all these hoes can put out their Christmas trees on September 1st, then I can start freaking fall like the last week of August. Like, I'm not asking for that much.
Look, I'm trying to make fall happen. I'm over here, like, we visited the parents this weekend. Like, I'm on the bed trying to take cute flannel selfies, but really I'm like dying of heat stroke.
Well,
I mean, we have
mean-
like a fall tablecloth right now, so
Okay.
it's kind of like ridiculous.
good. Because like, everyone's going to have their tree up like in 1 to 2 weeks. So I'm just trying to celebrate fall before all these a-holes start celebrating Christmas. I've had to deal with this all my life. As a Jewish person, I have to deal with
I hear ya.
Christianity. So, just let me enjoy
Speak
my
your
fall.
truth, queen.
Yeah.
You deserve your full fall season.
Seth hates Christmas.
I do.
Everyone.
One time, I went to my friend's place in San Diego, and it was like after Christmas was over, and for some reason, it was probably like, I think it was for spring break one year, and then for some reason, he still had his fucking Christmas tree and wreath. I'm like, holy shit, it's like March.
Oh, hell no.
So
no.
we took it to the beach, and we started a bonfire, and we set those bitches on fire.
Hell yeah, that's perfect.
Burn, baby,
I'm
burn.
here for that.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Your tree needs to like leave on like January 1st. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So once it's like December, I'm gonna be hardcore pushing the lock keys on everyone, and no goddamn ham for anybody.
We'll find a way to make low carb version. I'll totally eat some with you.
You could make some like cauliflower lock keys.
Ooh, I should look this up. There has to be a recipe out there.
Yeah, so everyone look forward to our Christmas episode where Seth just like shits all over the holiday.
Oh.
Chris Mahana Kwanzaa is whatever they call it.
Call me Scrooge McDuck. I will be the Grinch that steals Christmas.
Ooh. Can I drive the sleigh?
Yes, bitch. Roll up the
Slay.
partition,
Yes.
please. I'll be in the back being Beyonce.
Oh, she's dirty.
Anyways, so we hope, like I was saying earlier, we hope you guys enjoyed our Being Gay in the Workplace. Before we get too deep into this week's Honesty Spill of the Week, we wanted to kind of wrap up our conversation on gays in the workplace. So to start us off, I would like to give the attention to Jamal, who has a email from our heterosexual consultant.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share this. We were going to read it last week, but, it ran a little long. Thanks for those of you who hung in there and listened with us to last week's episode. But this is one of the many reasons why we stand for this man. So here's a short little story from Nick. So one day a few years back, I had a service call for an older lady. Ellen was on the TV when I got there, and this old lady was going on about her being gay and how it's awful and all gays are sinners, yada, yada, yada. So I head out to my van, take off my wedding ring. When I return inside to do my work, I really kinda, in quotes, gay it up a bit. After I finish, I ask if I met her standards with my quality of work. She replies, "Yes, you did it very well." So I say, "What you're saying is that a gay man provided service to you just as well as a straight man?" She just looks at me with this look on her face. I say, "Ma'am, I am a gay man and I did just as good of work as a straight man. So hopefully I changed your view of gays and show we are just as good as straights. You're going to meet a variety of people. Maybe be careful of who you start talking negatively about because you never know who they are. I hope you have a fabulous day." And walked out as she had a look of embarrassment on her face.
Yes, bitch.
I just live for this. Like, this is totally some shit I would do, except, I'm actually gay.
Yeah. I did this once, except for I said that I was straight, and I was like, yeah, straight people can do things too. I never did that.
Didn't have quite as a
Yeah.
sting to
You're
it,
like
right?
straight rights.
They were like, cool.
Right? They're like, all right, girl.
They were,
Are you wearing Levi's too?
yeah.
Your boot cuts?
Yeah. No, my carpenter jeans.
Yes, girl.
So I just
Carpenter.
appreciate that because, as you know, Nick, he goes up for the community and he's such a huge supporter. And he's doing all of this in Southern Indiana. So that's just really big of him and very brave. You know, he did this on the job. He could have easily gotten like a shit review and, you know, gotten in trouble for his comments. So props to you, Nick, and keep making the world go round.
Yeah, that's like super awesome that he did that because, well, if you don't like gay people, why in the F are you watching Ellen? Just don't watch it. And then
hello,
like why are you
right?
And you're paying for this overpriced ass cable too?
Yeah, that's like
how many channels do you have? You could be watching like duckhunt.com or whatever they
yeah, just like turn it back to
Camo
don't know,
TV or
like,
some shit.
Jerry Springer or something. I don't know if he's still on TV, but
that's like watching.
Come on.
That's like me watching Duck Dynasty. Like I fucking hate that show. Like why would I watch it?
Yeah.
There's no gay people on there either, so it's like really boring.
Right?
Anyways,
we're like, this was
but
not
yeah,
a fashion
thank
week.
you, Nick, for just like telling these people off that have no clue what's going on.
Yes.
yeah.
Keep it up, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was really cool to hear that story. To continue the discussion a little bit, just to show that it's not just straight people that are haters in the workplace. I wanted to share a previous work experience at a previous job that I had in an office. So I had my office BFF. We're no longer friends anymore, but at the time we were. But so of course I like
Rest in
stand for
peace.
her. Yeah, for real. R.I.P. friendship.
Bye.
Bye. So, you know, I'm always there to stand up for my friends. So
Truth.
So there was this lesbian worker. I guess I don't know a lot about descriptors for lesbians, so I'm going to take my stereotypical label and label her as a bull dyke. And
Okay.
and
We'll do our research later.
Yeah. So she was in a relationship with another woman, Avi, and actually, I guess maybe she was bisexual. I don't know. She was with a guy at one point and had a daughter. Anyways, so she's with a woman now who is a police officer, and apparently they got physical with each other a lot, like not in the fun, sexy way.
Ooh.
So I was always a little bit like, she was always nice to me at first, but I was always a little bit standoffish because I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I'm only getting one side of the story here. So I'm going to like just, you know, keep a little bit of a distance. Because, you know, I would just talk and just be like, I'm just kind of like a little sort of sassy and like say catty comments and stuff like that. So this woman was like trying to like, I don't know, maybe hook up with my friend at the time, even though she has a partner. And even though my friend has a boyfriend and maybe she's heteroflexible or whatever they call it, but like she's with a guy, she was with him for a while and she has a kid. So like it was like, I think she enjoyed the attention she got, but that's where it stopped.
Okay.
So, so this woman, this lesbian woman, she would like make like comments like, oh, of course you would make that comment, like typical gay. And I thought that was like really rude for her because
that is.
I wasn't criticizing.
Typical.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't criticizing her flannel. So like I was being respectful.
Read.
Yeah. And I was like, it happened a couple of times. She'd be like, oh, typical gay comment or something like, and so I was just like, what? Like, why are you hating on me? Like, aren't we supposed to like support each other? Like right,
we're in the same community.
Yeah, like I've typically not had great experiences with lesbians. I'm not saying that could just be reflective of me personally. Like just my personality doesn't mesh well with lesbians, perhaps. But yeah. So I don't know. It was just like it wasn't. So when the comments happened, it wasn't like something I was totally unprepared to hear. But at the same time, I was like, okay, bitch, like, I didn't ask you how your trip to Home Depot was every fucking weekend, so, like...
Oh, no.
I didn't tell you your apron was looking a little tight, ho.
Yeah, so I was being I don't know. But after that, she just, like, did a bunch of crazy shit, and then quit, and then that was cool. And then she came back because I don't know why. She's a loser. Anyways, so
That's out of line. That's like people just let their lips fly without thinking.
yeah, like don't loop me in as a stereotype. Like, oh, stereotypical gay. Like, I mean, everyone is different. I mean, I wasn't labeling her as a stereotypical lesbian. I wasn't saying under like candid shitty comments like that. So that kind of just goes to show you, I guess, a little bit that even there can be gay toxic, gay on gay toxic interactions within the workplace as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. There's definitely a lot of rainbow on rainbow crime on the internet and sometimes in the workplace for sure. Oh, don't go out if there's somebody like you're not quite vibing with and you're catching those dagger eyes across the dance floor. Like, don't let that shit ruin your night because haters gonna hate.
Yeah, for real. So that was just another story that I wanted to share about being gay in the workplace. But then there was one question that I wanted us all to talk about that we didn't get to because we had a long episode. And that question is, what type of interactions have you had with guys at work where maybe they're straight, maybe you're questioning if they're possibly into men, and they're just not out. Are you extra careful around guys in the workplace because you don't want to receive complaints or disciplinary action because someone thinks you're hitting on them? Or how do you deal with office crushes? Kind of that general topic.
Or
you go first.
Okay, so I'm not going to say where I work, but me and another fellow LGBT male were talking about this exact thing yesterday. So it's funny that you bring this up. Yes. So I always joke around with Stoney and I'm like, work boyfriend number 2 is looking really good today. And he just doesn't know what those pants are doing. But of course they're like super sweet guys, super easy to work with, and on supporting teams. So you see these people daily, you bump into them. You may or may not see them in the gym when they're just in their underwear, not being creepy. Ooh. It's just what happens in locker rooms, people.
I wish they had that at our workplace.
But of course there's that kind of forbidden fruit kind of fantasy. Never would I act on it. But I think it's fun to kind of just like we were talking about before, that little kind of crush aspect of the day-to-day, seeing those people. And in my experience, I've never had anyone be rude or look at me a certain way when they're interacting. They're just, again, basic human interaction, and they're just decent human beings, which doesn't help the crush factor because you're just oh, damn it, are you really married? Or do you want to go out for drinks? My husband will be fine with it. Yeah. He knows you're straight. We can just hang out. But I don't know. I just try to play it cool, even though I'm dying inside.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Stoney?
For me, there's never been anyone that I've overly crushed that hard for at my jobs, I guess. I don't know. There are some people that I've worked with in the past that have, that I've been attracted to and I found, cute or whatever. But I always try to just keep my distance and not make it awkward or anything, because it's just for me it's this is a professional environment. I'm not going to try to flirt with somebody if I don't even know if they're gay or not or whatever. But I don't know, I always just try to keep my distance, and I'm kind of shy anyway, so it would be weird for me to come up to them and be flirting with them.
Right, and you definitely don't want to make it weird, of course. We're never going to make anything weird, but me, for example, there was this one office crush I had a few years ago, and it was just kind of odd for me. I didn't know what to do with it because he looked like one of my exes from back home. He looked almost exactly like him. And he was super welcoming and super chill, always spoke oh, how's your day? How's your day going? How's work? Oh, the website's down again. This sucks. Just always super interactive. And there was one day where I was going through the swinging break room door and he was right there. And I just kind of I might as well have just dropped the coffee because I was just hi.
It was that teen movie moment where you drop all your shit and
exactly.
then you're like helping each other
Your
pick
pencil
it up.
box goes flying on the floor.
Oh God.
Everything goes. Your crayons go all over the floor. But yeah, that was probably my most awkward moment. But I just blamed it on the fact that he scared me. He was right behind the door, y'all. Like he was right there.
He was waiting for you.
Oh, thanks.
What about you, Seth?
Well, for me, I usually, similarly, I'm kind of shy at first, of course. So I'm usually pretty standoffish. If it's easy to kind of like strike up a conversation with you, like I'll chat and like talk as friends and stuff like that, and I like to do, like to walk the line. So I, always like to keep the opportunity there. I'm a single person, so I'm not gonna like get you drunk and drag you back to my place or anything weird. So they like are gonna have to make the first move, basically. So if they're into,
I know that's right.
If they're into it, I'm into it. So that's kind of how I play it. I'm not going to make it uncomfortable. I'm not going to, like invade your space or whatever. Like I am going to make as much space for you in my life as you make for me. So
right. And that's one of those things too we have to be careful with as out gay men. Like that's one of the stereotypes that, because I'm a straight man, they want me. No, that's not the case. Like, we should be able to give you a compliment, just like you oogle at all the girls' leggings and shit that they shouldn't be wearing in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does it feel to be objectified? But of course, it's not about that. It's just like secret crushes and just like admiring the male form.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though I hate khakis.
Yeah. No khakis, please.
No, unless your cakes look good in them.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, so I've just like in the past, like there was one job where there was this girl who's like, I don't know, it was like, I forget exactly, it was a while ago, but she said something to the effect of like, oh, Seth's only friendly with the attractive guys at work or something like that. And so I was like,
see, that's unnecessary.
yeah, well, she was like still in high school, so I'm like, whatever, you little bitch, go fucking to math class. I don't give a shit. So I was like,
I will step on you like the ant you are.
Yeah, well, she was like more of like, I guess you would say a masculine woman because she was like very into sports and other things that stereotypically men are into. So I think deep down she was just jealous that she didn't have the self-confidence to talk to these attractive men. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh, read Henny.
Battle.
Yeah. So I just brushed that little bitch off.
Good.
But yeah, but no, I do like talking to the hot men's at work, so fuck off.
It's fun, especially when you can spot one another in the gym.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a gym at work, so I don't get to do that. But if we did, yeah. Anyways, so we'll go ahead and wrap up our conversation there because that's not what this podcast is about. Let's go ahead and get into our honesty spill of the week.
Honesty.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for coming back. This episode is not about being gay in the workplace. This episode is about video games.
Being gay?
Gaymers.
Gaming.
Gamers.
Get it?
G-A-Y-M-E-R-S.
Get it? Ha, ha, ha. We are so clever and funny.
Let me spell it out for you.
Yeah, so this is kind of like my episode because everyone knows that I love video games and that's basically all I do with my life. So
I can attest to that.
You mean like Connect 4?
Yeah. No, like Monopoly.
Oh, okay.
No, but this week we're talking games, like meaning like Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox,
systems,
girl.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All the systems. So
speaking of systems,
I
just wanted to talk about male patriarchy. So basically, men are very problematic, and I just wanted to speak to you guys for the next hour to hour and a half about that. So I hope you guys are ready to talk about systems.
We just lost all 5 of our listeners.
Wow, thanks Seth for just ruining the episode completely.
Well, that's what I do best, so you're welcome.
So no, we're not talking about those types of systems. Those systems are boring and no one likes them.
Tired.
So I thought we could go around first and kind of talk about our experiences growing up. Like, did you guys play video games as kids? Like, what were your favorite, if you did, like, what were your favorite systems, your favorite games? Were there anything, like any games in specific that you really loved, I guess?
Ooh. Well, I guess for us, I wasn't like a huge gamer growing up. My grandma, rest in peace, Nini, she got the first PlayStation, and my cousin Darrell and my brother Darnell, they would always play Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, yeah.
And that game was like super fun to watch. Like, I never really jumped in, but I always watched them play that. I was more of a Nintendo kid. So Nintendo 64, when that system came out, that's when I jumped into video games. The very first Mario Party, my cousins and I grew up either I was at their house for the weekend while we were at their house in Eagle River, Alaska, like 30 minutes or so away from Anchorage, or they were at our place. So we were always playing Mario Party together. We made sure we had 4 controllers. Lots of Mario Party for me. GoldenEye, the man with the golden gun setting. Oh, that was like, you would have thought that was celebrity deathmatch going on. Like, we would get so fired up behind that man with the golden gun round.
I was the one that always got
play
shot.
some GoldenEye.
Like,
Me
repeatedly.
too. I tried so hard.
I got frustrated
But
a lot.
also the original. Oh yeah, you both know me pretty well. Like, I would just have to walk away and not touch it for like a week.
Yeah.
But also the original Game Boy. I was a Tetris queen. Like, I played lots of Tetris. I was really good at it. Just tooting my own horn there if you didn't hear.
Yeah, I'm trying to like.
And then a little later,
I'm trying to tongue pop, but I can't. There you go. The spear is not working for
but
me.
You better moisturize that mouth, honey.
Stop that right
Is that
now.
how you meant ASMR?
I'm putting you on timeout.
Okay.
She got there. But to wrap it up, I played a lot of Pokemon on Game Boy Color. So all the Pokemon games, I'm actually replaying them currently.
Oh, cool. Have you like
Fun.
evolved all of your Pokemons into a giant dildo or something? Is that what you do? I don't know.
No, Charizard is kicking ass. I'm currently working on all of my EVs. I've got like 3 EVs, so I'm just trying to like, make them grow up so I can slay.
Like, how many do you really need?
Slay
though?
some more. I need all of them,
Like,
but I want the originals.
Don't you have
the
to
original
catch
3.
them all or something?
I don't know. I don't know how to play this game, so
It's just easy because you like push buttons to fight. Like, we'll get into it more later, I'm sure, but I'm not like a campaign queen, so this is like an easy kind of campaign for me.
okay.
Got you.
Word.
So any others, or those kind of the main ones?
Those were the main ones for me. My brother Darnell had all the systems, Dreamcast, Xbox, but growing up it started with PlayStation and just kind of went up from there.
Word.
Okay. So Seth, what about you?
Growing up as a child, I definitely played more video games than I do now. We also did have the first PlayStation in our household. The games that we had that I remember are, like Mortal Kombat, I think. Was that on there? I don't know.
Yes.
Or there was,
I think it was.
what's that other one? I don't know. There was another fighting game. God, I'm so bad.
Street Fighter?
No.
There's Street
it wasn't
Fighter.
Street Fighter. It was like the like super like off-brand.
Killer Instinct.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm sounding
I had
bougie.
that for
I don't know what that is.
Game Boy.
Oh, cool.
I had the
Nice.
original Game Boy, not your fucking like Game Boy Color 400D 1280.
Right.
Like you
the
had
like
the
brick with the green and black screen.
Yes.
Yeah, and the screen stopped working.
I had one of those too.
so it was really bummer.
Yeah, the screen would stop working, or you had like the chunky attachment so you can play at
yeah.
night, like little
Yep.
light magnifying
Oh
screens.
yes, girl. That was my console,
Lord.
and I had like the Page Master game and
Yes.
Castlevania.
Oh my god.
I actually remember like when you lived in Indy, you like hooked up your old PlayStation.
Yeah.
And you were like playing some game and it looked so shitty, but
It took like
I was like, okay.
45 minutes to load each game.
And you're like, now I have to change the disc after it loads.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I forgot
Oh, yeah.
one. Sega Genesis. I was a Sonic queen. I've got Sonic on my phone
yes,
too.
bitch. That's my brother had that, and he actually had. It must have been some sort of special edition one, but he had a blue Sega Genesis.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. It was like really cool, and I think it was blue with black buttons, maybe. But he played Sega a lot on it, and whenever he would let me, I would play Sega or Sonic on it. So we did that. Actually, I did play a little bit of Crash Bandicoot myself.
okay.
Ooh.
We would always get like the promo disc where it has like 5 games on it, and there's like maybe like 2 to 3 levels per game on there, and so I would beat the 2 to 3 levels of Crash Bandicoot on there. And I was like, yes, girl, I did it. And then I would be over it.
I did it. Yep, gold star.
That's
Moving
all I
on.
needed. And then after that was PlayStation 2, because then I really got into like Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Those were like the college games. Like when we were in college, those are so
Yeah,
popular.
bitch. Yeah, so that's like
Love
me.
it.
I like the fighting games a lot because it requires little skill.
That's
Any
cool.
game that requires least skill is what I'm great at.
So for me, I grew up pretty much just like a Nintendo kid. So I didn't have Sega, I didn't have PlayStation. So I had like the regular Nintendo and then also the Super Nintendo and then also the Nintendo 64.
Wow.
But I like would play those like forever all the time basically. And I remember like growing up, like me and my brother, we would like always play GoldenEye, and we'd go over to our friend's house next door, and like we would all play like 3-player like on the giant tube screen and like try to kill each other on GoldenEye.
Yes.
But yeah, those were all kind of my like favorites. Like I loved like the traditional like Mario and Zelda, and then just like I don't know, just all the fun Nintendo games that they have. So
Something else that I remembered, it's were computer games, because I played StarCraft a lot and Counter-Strike
Frogger.
too. Me and my friends would like play over a LAN network so that we could all be on the same team for those games.
Wow.
yes, I didn't realize you played StarCraft, because that was one of the games that I actually played like a lot on the computer was StarCraft.
I mean, I didn't play it like typically
So-
on my own. It's like it was me and 2 other friends, like that was like our little gaming console, and like we would always like hide because I don't think his parents liked us drinking or something, so we would like get drinks and then we would hide them in Pringles cans, like empty Pringles cans, and bring them like all over the house just to be like discreet.
How old were you?
What? I'm pretty sure we were legal.
How old were you?
I'm pretty sure we were 21 or somewhere. Like I don't, because we bought our own.
Okay.
But his parents were like more conservative, I guess. So, and we would always go to his place typically to play. So that's like was our strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So we would put like a bottle in a Pringles can and then like hide 3 shot glasses somewhere on our persons. And then we would play Counter-Strike and StarCraft, and I was always the worst out of the 3 of us.
Yeah, I was never like the one winning, but I tried my best.
Yeah, I was never like very good at like the shooter games. Generally, I'm not great at those, at least online or anything. But I don't know. Like I remember, so like I kind of took a break from like gaming after like Nintendo 64, and then I remember whenever I was first started college, I bought the original Xbox and I was playing Halo.
Oh yeah.
And
I actually played the original Halo quite a bit.
Yeah.
I used to be decent at Halo 1.
And I would go like play with one of my friends that was the neighbor down the road, and we would go play Halo all the time, and that was like really fun.
Yes. I tried playing Halo. Like usually I like shooting games, but that game was like too complex for me, and I was so bad at it. It was just like not even somewhat enjoyable because I couldn't figure out how to play basically, and the little I could figure out like wasn't enough to be like even semi-successful in the game. So I was just like, this fucking game sucks. Let's stop.
Yeah. It is really hard. That is a hard game, and also like people, like when you play it online, the people are like psychotic. They will
They
like,
are.
own you.
Yeah. It wasn't
Yeah.
fun.
I definitely tested my patience until I, found like my groove and was able to like survive.
Yes, bitch.
But yeah, those are kind of like my favorite like systems growing up. But I don't know. I feel like this is a good time to take a break, and then we can kind of go into like more stuff, like into gaming, like current gaming.
Yes, that works out really well because I've finished my pumpkin ale and I want another one.
Yes, refill.
All right. Well, we will be right back.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to our podcast so far. Thanks for coming. Right now, we're probably refilling our drinks, or maybe even gluing down our lashes again. While you wait, here's some things that you should check out.
Yeah, remember everyone, you can email us, tfcpod@gmail.com, and tfcpod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, and one more thing. You're not my real dad, and you never will be. Anyways, back to the show. Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you guys are still plugged in and enjoying this Gaymers podcast. We apologize if this break was too long. I went to go get my pumpkin beer. It was really weird. So I went to go get my pumpkin beer, and then there was like this exposed pipe. So I stood on top of it, and then I slowly descended down the pipe, and I got lost in the sewers.
Oh no. Where were you going?
I don't know. Well, I went into an underwater area and the music changed.
Oh.
And I had to like jump on top of these fishes or else they would bite me.
It's serious if your weave gets wet and you're hopping on fishes.
Did you also have to save the princess?
I did. I had to save the princess, and it was kind of weird because it kept going do 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 do. It just wouldn't stop. I've like never heard that song before, so it was strange.
Weird.
But I made it back, so I guess I like defeated the boss. So now I'm the boss, bitch.
Nice.
Boss. Love that song. Yeah. Shout out
Hair
to
flip.
The Carters.
Hair flip.
You did it.
Yes. Well, let's get back into actual video games.
I'm glad that you survived. So yeah, I figured now we could talk about just maybe like the current gaming, because just backstory. But so obviously I played like a shit ton of games as a child, and then this thing called college happened and it wrecked my life. So I was like constantly busy all the time and like always studying for stuff. And then like work and my career happened. But then over the last couple of years, I've gotten back into gaming. So now I'm like super into all kinds of stuff. So I thought we could talk about the current gaming life. So one of the big games that Jamal and I are really into right now is Splatoon.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So fun.
Is like crack. I don't even know how else to explain it.
Yeah. Think flag football, or like think capture the flag, except in this game you're little like they call them inklings, right? Or squid somethings.
Yes.
I don't know. They're like squids or whatever.
Squidsters.
But you like
hey
squidsters. Let's call them
squidsters.
So the objective is to cover whatever level you're on, as much of your color paint as possible. And it's a 4-on-4 kind of match. So you're on a team. You could have different weapons, and there are like cool weapons. Like I use the squeezer a lot. It looks like a champagne bottle. Yes. And there are all kinds of like special abilities for the guns, and you can put on like different pieces of clothing that ups different aspects of your battle. And it's just super addictive. And there's also campaign mode that Stoney has beat already.
Yeah, I kind of done that.
Wait,
already.
We checked one time, like you can check how much time you played the game. Do you remember? Like it was an ungodly amount of time.
Well, so currently we're on Splatoon 2, which is on the Switch. Like
yes. Splatoon
1 was on the Wii U. But on Splatoon 2, I have logged like 235 hours thus far.
Since it first came out, you got it like when it first came out, right?
It came out in July of last year.
So like a year, you've spent 200 hours or more of your life playing this game.
Yes.
Wow. What a loser.
I know. I let him live.
I mean,
it's
girl,
fine.
people wonder why I'm pasty white. It's because I'm like inside playing Splatoon.
I'm usually just upstairs, like Pinteresting or something.
Yeah. Splatoon is really fun though. It is really addicting to play. I obviously don't play video games that much, and that's like one game that I can really like get into.
It's really fun. I like that you can kind of play dress up with the characters. Like, of course, there's male and female characters. You can choose like the colors of your eyes, skin tone, all that stuff. You can choose what type of hair you want. And the cool part is, whatever color you are, that switches every round. So you get random colors. So it'll be like orange against purple, or white against red, or green against orange, and your hair color will change. So this is also the color that you're shooting on the level. And the levels themselves are really fun because they're different. They rotate. And, some people are like super awesome at this game. Like, I swear I'm getting my ass kicked by like 9-year-olds most of the time. But I hang in there.
They can't. They just sit there and wait for you. They're like, bam, 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 bam.
Oh, the snipers are the worst. I do not respect the people that just sit there and snipe. Not fun. Not fun.
Well, and this is a game that, when Seth still lived in Indy, he would like come over and we would play Splatoon on the Wii U. And it was like always a fun time because all three of us would just like hand off the controller between each round.
Yeah.
But it was like so annoying because like back on the Wii U era, like Nintendo still didn't understand what the internet was. So
so many connection errors.
So basically you would just get mashed up with all the Japanese players and they would just kill you instantly.
Oh my gosh.
And you're just like, why?
And that's no shade, but they just had like the game like a whole year earlier, and they're awesome. Like, they're so hard to beat.
Yeah, I remember Sony would get frustrated so many times. Be like, I swear to God, they have like microphones and they're planning their like every move. I swear to God, they're planning
like
this
Skyping with each other.
If you want to see Sony turn into a conspiracy theorist, have him play against a team of Japanese Splatooners.
I basically like turn into Trump.
Like, no! Don't say that.
JK.
Build the wall.
JK.
Build the wall around Japan. They can't play with us.
It's like drain the ocean. Nobody can come. But no, in all seriousness, it's really fun. And there's a campaign mode now that I'm kind of like struggling with because there's like this really cool ink afro that I want, but I'm just so terrible at the campaign mode.
He's really bad.
I'm so bad at it. I just can't do it. So I'm just going to say that I've given up until the cheat code comes out because I just like Turf Wars, and that's basically like the battle mode. Oh my gosh.
What the hell is that?
That is scary.
What?
Seth is holding up like a
say?
skeleton figure. What the hell is that?
Oh, God.
Tonight's not the night for voodoo.
Thanks for coming.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I got distracted because video games are boring.
You're the worst. So other games that are fun besides Splatoon. So I'm like I said, I'm a Nintendo kid, so I love Nintendo things. It's just I love their characters. So like especially the Switch now is so cool, and they have like one of my favorite games is Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
Which is like amazing.
A few listeners shouted out Zelda games. They were like, all the Zelda games. Christine, shout out to Christine. She was one of them. But yeah, I actually like Breath of the Wild for not being a campaign queen. Of course, it's not done yet. But Stoney plays like he can play video games every day. Like sometimes I just need like a break. But Breath of the Wild is one of those that I come back to.
And the thing I really like about Breath of the Wild is just a beautiful game. Like the art style is amazing, and the music in it is really awesome.
The music is great.
They've done a good job of just like I guess showcasing like the world by kind of like the different music that they have throughout like the map in the game. And it's just like, I don't know, it's a very like isolationist game. Like you're kind of like by yourself, and it's kind of a lonely game, but it's still really fun.
I play that game in my apartment every weekend.
Sounds amazing.
I don't have the console or anything, but it's very isolating, and you're just in a confined space, and you have no one to talk to.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
It's really
That
fun. I do like
sounds
that game,
great.
actually, now that you mention it. Speaking
But yeah.
of video games, I did want to say Nick wrote in one of his favorite games was Resident Evil 4, and that in his opinion, it's one of the greatest games ever. It's set in Europe, so the location is haunting and filled with people infected by parasites, not the typical zombie game. Do you have like experience playing Resident Evil games?
I actually do not, because I was always Nintendo, and Nintendo never really had them, I don't think. And yeah.
So I used to like watch my Darrell and Darnell used to play this all the time, my cousin and my brother. So they would play all the Resident Evil games, and I would just kind of like watch. Like we used to like to play these games like in a dark living room, and you know the TV volume is like as loud as our parents would allow it to be.
Of course.
But Resident Evil was huge in our households, and as well as Silent Hill. Silent Hill was a really creepy one.
Yeah, I like to play
Yeah.
the Resident Evil shooting game at the arcade. That's about all I have.
Yeah, and so like scary games to me, those are kind of, I don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with the scary games, because I do like playing them. Like there's been a couple, like there's a series called Evil Within, and they had 2 of them actually, and that
Holy
game
shit, Reynolds. Sorry.
Oh my God, Reynolds.
Hope you guys are loving Reynolds' appearance on this Gaymers podcast episode.
He's being so extra right now. He's going to be so pissed at me after we leave that vet office, so
It's payback. Anyways,
he has
what
to
was
get 2 shots.
so wait, what was that dumb video game that you played a lot? Wasn't that a scary video game when I was in July? The dumb one that you played for like 24 hours straight, and we just didn't do anything.
That was The Last of Us, and no, that was not the game I was referring to.
What game were you talking about?
I was talking about The Evil Within, which was a scary game, which I don't even know how to explain it. It was basically just people like chasing you around with like chainsaws and stuff, but
Whoa.
it was really fun. It was just kind of scary. I even had to like take breaks every now and then because it was just too much for me.
Did you play at night or were you too scared?
No, that shit was creepy, okay? Like, I had to walk away sometimes. I was like, why is there a giant spider woman that just, like, smashes you in one hit? Like, that doesn't even seem fair. How are
Yeah.
you still playing this game? And also, how are you sleeping at night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been watching
Yeah.
American Horror Story at night after work because I wanted to rewatch Murder House before I start Apocalypse.
Nice.
But I can watch that and I don't have scary dreams at all, so I'm like really proud of myself.
That's because you're like not a real person.
That's fair. Well, when you were talking about what the game's called, The Evil Within.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were talking
It's-
about me for a second there. I was like, whoa, it's like, are you here?
You are the evil within.
That's like really close to home.
So one other game that I think is really fun, and I've actually would play this a lot with our heterosexual consultant, and that was Friday the 13th.
Ooh, I've heard that's really good.
Oh my God, girl, it is amazing. It's like basically you going around. The premise is it's an online game, and you have like, I don't know, like 8 counselors, and then there's Jason, and Jason's basically trying to kill you. So you have to work with the counselors to escape, like either in a car or a boat.
Each character kind of has different tasks or objectives, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So, like, fix the car, find the keys, call the police, things like that.
Oh, yeah. What would your job be if you were playing the game?
oh, I would be the sneaky person that like runs around and like tries to repair things.
Oh, yeah. I think I would be the girl trying to take a shower, and then I would get out and I put the towel around me, and then I would turn around and Jason would cut my head off.
Yeah, I wouldn't survive very long. I would probably be the bitch that just rolls out in the canoe and sits in the middle of the lake like, yes, I'm safe. And then he like pops up through the boat and kills my ass.
bitch.
That happened.
Yeah. And if you're listening and you like this game, tag yourself. What role would you be?
Yeah. And we would be remiss if we do not mention Mario Kart. Do you know how many hours of Mario Kart we played between college and now? Like,
Girl.
Mario Kart's a shit, and Team Peach forever. Pink Gold
Ooh.
Peach.
I like to play
Jamal
as
always races.
Yeah. Wait, there's Peach. Isn't there another? What's the other female character's name?
Daisy,
Oh, yeah.
Rosalina.
I think I usually play as Daisy
Yeah, she's
or
cute too.
Toad.
Toad's fun, but I'm just a sucker for a high pony.
Toad from Mario Kart was in the news this week.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it because it's disgusting. But
Okay.
just
Okay.
Google Toad Mario Kart Stormy Daniels.
Wait,
and
that's
all you
you.
need to know.
That's
Why do we-
Wait, bitch, what did you do?
Why are we googling your name?
I'm just telling you, Google it. And like,
Okay,
I
Stormy,
don't know. I'm
calm
sorry.
down.
I'm sorry that you Googled it and you saw it on your screen or whatever, but it's not cute.
No, girl. Anyways, let's talk about video games and Mario Kart.
Stoney's been playing
usually
a
good at it. Stoney's good at Mario Kart.
We haven't played Mario Kart in a while, but that's one of those games that I can just pick up on any platform and just kind of fall back into place.
Yeah, and I'm kind of waiting for them to release a new one since we've been playing the same one for like 5 fucking years.
Wasn't it Super Mario Kart 8? Is that the newest one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's,
okay.
they really like re-released it on the Switch, so we're just like replaying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Super Smash Brothers. That's a fun
Oh
one.
yeah, lots of Smash Brothers. That's definitely one of those ones that I like never win. My goal is usually just to not be last.
Yeah, same. I just don't want to die first, and I'm happy.
And Stoney and I have been playing a lot of Fortnite. So we played it when it first came out. And we weren't really into it. And then shout out to Steph, Nick's wife. She came into town and just like changed our lives. And Stoney's been playing it way more than I have. But for somebody who doesn't game very often, I've played quite a bit of this game, and I have it on my phone as well.
So, like, what's Fortnite about, though? Because, like, everyone talks about it, and I just have, like, no idea. Is it for your phone or something?
It's cross-platform.
Yeah, you can play it pretty much on anything. Your phone, your computer. You can play it on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo.
Is it like The Sims?
No, so basically what is popular about Fortnite, it's a battle royale. So basically it's
Oh.
100. So it's basically 100 players online, and it's a free for all. So everyone just tries to kill each other, and the last person standing wins.
This
Yeah.
sounds a lot like Drag Race.
There's like different challenges you can do. So like if you're not the greatest like killer, for example, you can just try to do like little side challenges that helps keep the game interesting. There's different parts of the maps that you can explore, treasures you can find, and you can find all kinds of weapons and build things as well.
Yeah, so the reason it's
Ooh.
called Fortnite is because you can build forts. So like you can, as you're like trying to kill people, you can also get resources and build like walls and like stairs to things. So like
Oh.
basically you can build forts around a bunch of shit. It's pretty cool.
That sounds interesting. Do you guys remember a long time ago those Facebook games that you would play with, like, where you'd grow crops and shit, and you could, like,
Oh my gosh.
trade
Farmville?
resources with your friend? Yeah, Farmville. I couldn't remember what it's called. Do y'all
Yeah,
remember?
and then, like-
Yes, my
Yeah.
cabbage was on fleek.
And you would have that annoying friend that would just like, do you want to be a vampire or something? And you'd be
It's
like,
like,
"Just
no.
fucking stop.
Stop.
No.
I don't
You
wanna
know
play
what
Candy
Facebook
Crush.
game? Fuck Candy Crush. Okay, no. I was huge into the Heroes Facebook game. I had the flying ability. And my name was
Ooh.
Jet.
I like that game. That was really
So
fun.
was fun.
lame.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Anyway, I guess.
Did you
yeah,
want to
so
talk
those
about the dumb game? Because I know you thought it was like the best thing since sliced bread.
Oh wait, are you talking about The Last of Us or just
Yeah.
what game?
Yeah.
Okay.
The dumb one that you thought should be like turned into a cinematic film that's nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, so there was this game that I played. It was called The Last of Us, and I had never played it before. And then I played it, and then I was like, "This is amazing." And then Seth was like, "I hate you."
Spoiler
That's
alert.
that's exactly how it went.
But it was just a really good movie, or not movie. It was a really good game.
He said movie, y'all.
And it felt like a movie.
That's no
what it
Quentin
felt like.
Tarantino film, girl. Don't lie.
There was some good dialogue, and I like that they had like a little LGBT situation going on.
The girl was a lesbian, or is a lesbian.
Yes.
And so that was great. And yeah, so I liked the game because it was just about this girl like growing up as like she was like 12, 13 years old, and she was like living in this world that was like kind of chaotic, and she kind of like had to grow from that because she had to like kill people and all this stuff. So it was kind of emotional because she's just like this little kid and she's having to learn how to like fight and stuff.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the game was when Stoney couldn't figure out how to go through this gated area, and he was like trying so hard, and there was like this dumpster that was like 400 feet away, and so he was like, I'm gonna get on the dumpster and try and jump over, and of course it like didn't work, and like literally all he had to do was push the dumpster down this hill and it would ram through the gate, but he spent like 45 minutes to an hour trying to figure it out because that game is so dumb.
I think that's why I'm not a campaign queen. I just don't have the patience to be like, okay, how does this work? If I can't figure it out like in 5 minutes, I'll just leave it. Bye.
Yeah, girl, bye.
We're going this way, so
Yeah. I think I might have like been under the influence of some alcohol or something. I don't know.
Don't lie. That game's just dumb. Don't lie.
Well, anything else on video games, Stoney?
I mean, I'm done. So what do you have to say, Stoney?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Like, I pretty much just, there's a lot of good games right now. So I could probably talk forever about it. So I'll just like stop before Seth like quits the podcast.
And definitely let us know, listeners, what you're playing on social media.
Yeah. If anyone actually liked talking about video games, feel free to let us know in whichever way that you choose. I guess I'll just like suck it up and deal with another one of these damn podcasts about video games. So,
Yeah, or you can just stick me in a room by myself and I'll talk like to the wall about video games.
Stoney can start a side podcast about boring video games.
Way there.
All right, you guys.
Right.
Well, that was like so fun. I'm so glad we talked about that this week. Anyways,
girl.
Moving on. Let's get on to our next topic. Hey, girl.
Thanks for coming.
All right, you guys. Let's talk about some news. Thanks for coming. What's going on in the world, Stoney?
I won't talk about it specifically, but if you Googled Stormy Daniels Mario Kart Toad,
I thought we weren't talking about this.
Here she is again.
I'm sorry for that you Googled it and that you had to read about that story.
You brave souls.
We will not be covering it in this podcast. So if you want our opinions on it, I apologize.
It's not going to happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen, Stoney.
Hit us with the tweet. We'll make Stoney answer since he blessed you with that. I don't know if we can call it a gem.
Yeah.
That lump of coal.
So instead of that story, I will talk about some other news, which was that RuPaul's Drag Race won the Emmy this year for Best Reality Show, beating out The Voice and The Amazing Race.
Yeah, and Ru, for the third consecutive year, won Best Host of a reality TV show.
Yes, bitch. Z-Snap.
Slay Queen,
yes,
snaps
queen.
all around.
But I thought this was really impressive just because, first of all, like RuPaul's Drag Race, obviously it was not very mainstream when it first came out. It started obviously out on Logo, and it's even just like on VH1. So like, could you imagine, I don't know, just like some shitty VH1 show winning best reality show? And that's basically
Like
what
Flavor of
happens.
Love.
Like,
Oh my god.
It's like New York going up there to like accept an award.
like I Love New York. Yeah.
Yes, I still follow New York on all social media.
Oh god.
Or like the Bret Michaels show or whatever.
Oh my
winning.
gosh.
Rock of
Rock of
Love.
Love.
Yes, bitch.
Jesus.
Love. He had the best weave of any drag show ever.
Weave was laid.
Yeah. No, but isn't it also like the first year that the same person that won the best reality host and best reality series happened? Like it was the same
I think
person.
so.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that was the first two. That's pretty epic.
I'm pretty sure it was. So that's like cool that Ru got to, set that precedent,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's really awesome. Like, there's been a lot of drama the past couple months with just like other queens coming out like kind of against Ru, and then like all of the finale drama with Ru.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the day, like I am proud of the fact that, I don't know, it makes me feel good that Ru has like built this kind of empire, and she's been able to like build this show. And I think, there's a lot of people that love this show, and like I'm glad that she's able to be celebrated a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like a lot of the things Ru has done isn't like problematic in some way, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just happy that Ru is being recognized in this way, because the show is really good.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like we're being like all recognized too, like as fans and just as gay people too. So
Yeah, as a community.
Yeah, as a community, because I mean, it's like for once, like Ru's like bringing the gays into the spotlight and trans community, and so it's really cool that Ru's bringing this whole community to mainstream, and I mean it maybe is making it more accepting for gay people in the world a little bit in her own way.
Yeah. And going along the same lines is that, speaking of platforms, the Read podcast, one of probably my favorite podcasts of all time.
Yes.
They're probably the biggest podcast right now, over millions of listens.
And their tweets are fire.
Their tweets are fire gold fire, all of it.
Yes. Rose gold fire.
But yes, there we go. Okay. So I was listening to today's episode, and I'm not quite finished, but it was like less than 5 minutes in, and they said congratulations to RuPaul's Drag Race, and kind of went on to make some comments that basically nobody's coming to the show to watch it for Ru, and that the queens are what makes up the show. And the queens do make up the show, but they're still just, I am going to have to agree to disagree with them on this one. Like, thanks for the congratulations, but we're still just really riding the Vixen train. There's a lot of us in the Black community, the Black queer community, that still think, how we broke it down on our episode, post-finale drama, post-reunion drama with the Vixen, that feel like, maybe people are misunderstanding that interaction. Crystal's words were, the queen that is derided on your show, which basically means they're ridiculed on the TV show, but, they're still in the promo because the show is nothing without you. Well, of course, they're still in the promo. There are things called contracts. She is contractually obligated to make these appearances, but the Vixen's a grown-ass woman. If she doesn't want to be on the show or be part of that, she doesn't have to be, but the Vixen's there because guess what? Bitch needs a job. And that's no shade. We were actually considering going to, the Black Girl Magic show, but it was canceled last minute, probably because of all the All-Stars stuff going on. And it's just one of those things that I really wish people would just kind of get off of that Team Vixen, Team Ru thing, and just really try to see both sides. Because still at the end of the day, we just have to agree to disagree on this one. I don't think that the Vixen acted in a professional way. Sure, Ru could have reacted a little better. And I can see, of course, with all the stuff coming out with Pearl and the way that Ru's exchange with Asia was perceived, like I can totally see how that's problematic. Like we've said on the show, we're not sure, that doesn't look good, Ru. So what I appreciate about our show is that we can really dive into both sides and not really just like run to what makes our argument sound the most valid. Because the Read, for example, has also said, in quotes, they stand for Monet Exchange and Bob the Drag Queen, but nobody's talking about how they support Ru still. So, I just kind of brushed that off today and just like, oh, here they go again.
Yeah.
But,
well,
come on now.
And it's like, that's their right to feel the way they want to. They feel some type of way, and that's more than fine. Everyone, that's more than fair. But I think, of course, I was like probably one of the biggest like Vixen haters like on this podcast when that season was coming. But now that the season's over, I think the Vixen's presenting herself in a much more put together way. Like she's really doing a great job of projecting her message, and I'm even getting into her sparkly eyebrows.
Right. Yeah, you can tell that she's kind of had that level up moment like what the show does. And, this doesn't excuse the fact that Ru has been a little problematic, the things she's said and how she's treated some of the queens. Nobody's excusing any of that. But what we can't do is just sit here and read a fucking Tyra Sanchez essay and be like, oh, this bitch is reading, because that bitch has been crazy for a while, not to mention she was one of the winners. Yeah. So what are we really proving?
Yeah, well, I think we should celebrate the Vixen and celebrate Ru. Like, I think, if you're going to back the Vixen in her message, it's kind of a little bit hypocritical to then not support Ru as another black drag queen. I'm not trying to make excuses for Ru, because some of the things that Ru has said and done are not like the most like PC. Like I understand, like,
and we've acknowledged that on this show.
Yeah, it's like I kind of understand her side. I understand the Vixen side, and other queens, Asia, and it's like it's not, you don't have to pick sides necessarily,
Right. That's exactly what I'm getting at. You don't have to be like, I get it, but you don't have to be like, oh, I'm in this corner all the way. I'm in this corner all the way. And because in this one, it's just like there needs to be a discussion where all parties involved need to be willing to have that discussion. And I could totally understand why the fans want Ru to speak on this a little more. I've thought that myself. Why don't you just like shut the queens down or say something or share your truth? At least then it'll be out there. But we can't force people to do that.
Well, I don't think that's just Ru's like strategy, just in general. Like, I mean, I just don't think Ru does that. Yeah.
Right. And the argument to, some of the black community is, Ru doesn't like black people because she doesn't speak up for black people. But it's like Ru has had to work up to a point, and, it's sad. It's corporate America. You do have to kind of play a role to get to certain places. And now she's this big superstar. She can say whatever she wants and be fine. So I get it. But let's get off of this train and not act like the Vixen wasn't. She could have done some things a little better too. And I
so
still stand for the Vixen.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and defend RuPaul for everything, but I will say, just to present like devil's advocate for all the people piling on Ru, like, it's not like Ru like grew up living this like perfect life, right? Like Ru probably got it from everybody. Like people, like black people were coming after Ru, like when she was coming up in the industry, just like as far as, like, oh, here's this gay femme queen running around here with women's dresses. Ru was getting it from all sides. So I just feel like a lot of people,
the gay community, look at this black queen thinking she's a supermodel.
So I think like people are like, oh, well, Ru's this, Ru's that. It's like, I think Ru has received criticism throughout her career from people. So it's like, I don't know, like it just seems like a little bit unfair to say, oh, Ru doesn't care about this group of people or this group of people. I think Ru has just like, Ru cares about herself and cares about making money because she's been like,
she's trying to have a job.
Right. Because she's had to fight for probably everything. And now she's kind of on top. So it's like, I don't really blame her for like trying to keep it going.
Yeah. Right. And who knows, maybe Go ahead.
Oh, I was just probably going to say what you were about to say. It's like maybe one day we'll get to see the Vixens drag race or whatever, or maybe we'll get to see a black girl magic to the next level or whatever, whatever that would be.
Right.
So,
and it can go that way. It really could, but we just really have to get out of this, and I mean, it's the read. I live for petty. I'm petty, but just being a fan of the show, it's just okay, can we talk about something else? Let's just say congratulations and keep it moving.
Yeah, we're still talking about this.
And people who are on the platform, a higher platform, should understand, contracts, and people don't even with a contract, people don't have to be anywhere. So if the Vixen was really that upset about what happened, she wouldn't be on these tours. She wouldn't be out here still also using the RuPaul's Drag Race name. Yes, the show would not be the show without the queens.
Yeah.
But also these queens don't have to be out here putting RuPaul's Drag Race on their resume. So, we could talk about that as well, but I won't get into that.
Well, check All Stars 2 when another queen of color, Fifi, just didn't come to the reunion. She didn't like the way that she was portrayed on the show, similarly to the Vixen.
True.
And she didn't fucking come. So,
great point.
At that point, that was a choice. Vixen could have made the same choice as if she wanted to, if she was feeling some type of way. But I don't blame her. Mm-hmm. She was doing the same thing RuPaul did when she was a baby queen and, putting her name out there and putting herself in the spotlight. So good for the Vixen for going back to the finale and showing her face that she wasn't backing down. Good for her for doing that.
Right.
But we don't need to attack the Vixen or RuPaul over it.
Right. This is still, at the end of the day, this is a huge thing for the community. So, people are going to watch Drag Race regardless of who's on the show. I mean, I enjoy RuPaul, but again, I'm not going to sit here and excuse some of the shit that's happened.
Yeah.
So, people are humans. I'm not going to make excuses for anybody, but I'm going to tune in next season because I know I'm not going to see a cast of, 14 Aquarias, and nobody else can do what Ru's doing right now.
Nope. Well, let's go ahead and just stop there. This got to be quite the discussion, but I think it was productive, so I'm happy we talked about this. Thanks for bringing that to the table, Jamal.
Yes.
So let's move on to our final portion, the most exciting portion, according to the New York Times. 4 stars for thanks for coming.
The failing New York Times.
Yes, the failing New York Times gave us 4 stars.
And Instagram Daily.
Yes, bitch. Trade. All right, you guys. So yeah, like I said before, this is our section about trade. So who's got some sexy menses to talk about?
Trade.
I think Jamal should go first because he already has his pulled up.
Yeah, he's been touching himself under the table while looking at his trade for the past hour and 15 minutes.
It's quite awkward.
It's been very uncomfortable for the rest of us.
You shady heifers. So actually, my trade this week, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Jason Jerez. It could also be Jason Jerez. He's Dominican.
Ooh.
Husband of Montana Volpe, if you remember one of my earlier trades on the show.
Callback.
So callback, exactly. He's the husband of Montana. So he's just super sexy, bearded, hair in all the right places. They're both everyday people. It looks like they're both kind of I don't know if they're nurses, but they always kind of have scrubs on. So outside of their beauty, it looks like they're just regular everyday people. They may or may not have an OnlyFans that I do not subscribe to.
So,
but want to.
So what you're saying?
Yeah,
I'm
not giving them my coins.
So what you're saying is that they have regular jobs and we're not supporting them by liking their photos.
Well, we're liking their photos. We're not supporting them by paying for their X-rated content.
Yes, their adult content.
So I guess you can say they are Instagram models, but he's just really cute. He's got a really good smile, and they just both seem pretty awesome together. They're really open about their relationship as far as issues they've had, and they're doing really well right now. So that's inspiring to see, another gay couple sharing their ups and downs and thriving together.
Yeah, not everything's perfect, Henny.
No, and he looks good in a Speedo.
Holla.
Interesting.
Well, what
Okay.
about you, Stoney?
So my trade of the week is his handle is called Flash32 Gordon.
Wow.
So
What's he flashing?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So basically, so he was a college basketball player that he was openly gay in college basketball. Like he was on, I think, Seton Hall.
I remember
maybe?
this guy.
But
Yeah, that's him.
he is just really cute, and
He is adorable.
he yeah, so I started following him. Like he actually came out, I think, around the same time as Michael Sam, except Michael Sam was like known and he really wasn't. So he lives in San Francisco now, and I think he's like an aspiring actor. So yeah, I like following him, and he's cute. So yeah.
Holla.
Followed.
Sounds like a good pick, girl.
How about you, Seth? Who's looking good in these Insta streets?
Oh, girl. So I have an interesting pick. I feel like maybe mine are all interesting. I don't know. I picked like the weirdos. So my trade this week is a local drag queen.
Ooh,
And-
local.
Yeah, bitch.
Fresh
So-
produce.
Yes. So my local trade is a drag queen named Chase Burnsy, and his drag aesthetic is unique.
Yeah, that's a good word.
He's an artistic queen. I feel like he does a lot of his drags in an outfit, but also like a jock strap. So the booty's typically hanging out.
We like
Yeah.
cakes.
It's really nice to look at, but but no, I've never seen him in drag. I think I've seen him a couple times at other drag shows, but he just is like, just seems really interesting, like as a person, in addition to his unique performances. And like he looks like basically like every like indie rocker boy that like has like, you know, somewhat long hair, baseball cap, a couple tattoos like above your knee, you know.
Yes,
With your-
ink.
That show like out of your cut off jean shorts, you know, that type of look.
Yes, I'm here for it. I've got one of those.
Yes. So that's my trade. I think Chase is the cutest, and I really enjoy watching like the drag performances that he posts. I need to try and go
Nice
to one of his
pick.
shows. So
You should. I actually know who he is, probably from seeing like what you've liked.
yes. And I followed him
I'm
on
pretty
our
sure I follow
Twitter.
him.
Yeah, we
Oh,
followed him.
good. good. That's where I saw it then.
Yes, I was like, we gotta support on Twitter too. Oh, and he also writes for The Stranger, where Dan Savage has a column also.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, I love Dan Savage.
Yes. Oh my God, I can't remember the podcast name. Oh, Throwing Shade. They're doing a show here, and the guests are Dan Savage and Jinx Monsoon, and I really want to go, but I don't have anybody to go with.
Oh, you should just go.
I
Oh my
want to live in
God.
Seattle, so I can go to that.
When is
Yeah.
that?
I think it's like next week.
God damn it,
I
Seth!
know, I
You
was
didn't give us any notice.
I know, it just like popped up into my attention like just a few days ago, so I haven't had much time to like prepare or anything. So
Oh, that's fun. We're gonna have to watch like their Insta stories and stuff to see what they talk about.
Oh, I
You
need to like
should.
follow that podcast.
Throwing
Jinx
Shade.
and Dan on one show. That's
Yeah.
gonna be fun. Like Jinx Monsoon's hilarious.
Oh my God. Yes. I'm pretty sure Trixie's also been a guest on Throwing Shade before. But yeah, I am super pumped. I don't know. I'll try
Very
and go.
cool.
If I go, if I can make it happen, I'll let you guys know, but we'll see.
Let us know.
Do it.
Anyways, well, another episode, 52. We're on a
52.
roll. Oh,
Yes.
I wanted to say
Done.
before we go, so one of our mutual friends, Paul, posted about a podcast that I've been obsessed with. So my new podcast I've been obsessed with is about, well, it's called Buffering the Vampire Slayer. And
Oh.
they go episode by episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and like talk about it, recap it, talk about overall themes. And then one of the co-hosts, whose name is Ginny Owen Youngs, is a singer-songwriter who I actually have seen perform before even knowing that she was a host of this podcast. And she writes a song for every podcast about that episode.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Ambitious.
Yeah. So she does it with her girlfriend, and it's really interesting. It's like so cool. So check out Buffering the Vampire Slayer.
I'm going to have to get into that.
Yeah, for sure.
If you haven't watched the show, you can watch it episode by episode and discover everything along with them.
Ooh.
So yeah, so that's my plug. All right, let's end the show.
Listeners, don't forget to rate and subscribe and tell a friend about us. Thanks for the engagement on social media. We see you out there, all of you, on Twitter and Instagram. Let's keep it up. We're having so much fun doing this, so let's grow together. Keep sending in those questions. Keep sending us emails. We love it. So be part of the show and be heard on the show.
And we have an exciting October for you, so make sure you get all your friends in here before October, because we have lots of spooky podcasts.
Buckle up.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing, girl. So much candy corn, you don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
I just threw up a little.
You're going to be pulling candy corn pieces out of your butt for days. It's going to be crazy.
Yum.
Yes. All right, you guys. We'll look forward to that. Get into the gig. Subscribe. Blah. All right. Thanks for coming in. Until next time. Bye.